Federation versus Freedom by Babasaheb Ambedkar. 6. 3. Federation and Responsibility. Part 1. Let us examine the plea of responsibility. From the standpoint of British India, it is of more decisive importance than the two other pleas and must be scrutinized more carefully. It cannot be denied that the Federation has some degree of responsibility. The question is, what is the degree of that responsibility and whether within its sphere it is a responsibility which can be called real. Let us ask, how much responsibility is there in this Federation? To be able to answer this question, you should read sections 9 and 11 together. By reading them together, you will get an idea of the extent of this responsibility. According to these two sections, the field of governmental authority is divided into two categories. In one category are put four subjects: 1. Defense, 2. Ecclesiastical affairs, 3. External affairs, and 4. The administration of tribal areas. The rest of the subjects within the executive authority of the Federation are put in another and a separate category. The executive authority for both these categories is vested in the Governor General, but a distinction is made between them in the matter of governmental authority. The governmental authority in respect to the four subjects falling in the first category is under the Act the Governor General in his discretion. The governor authority in respect to the rest of the subjects put in the second category is under the Act the Governor General acting on the advice of his minister. In the case of the first four subjects, the government is not responsible to the legislature because the Governor General, in whom the governmental authority is in respect of these four subjects is vested, is not removable by the legislature. In the case of the rest of the subjects, the government is responsible to the legislature because the ministers on whose advice the governmental authority is exercisable are removable by the legislature. The responsibility in the federal scheme is therefore a case of limited responsibility. The responsibility does not extend to defense and foreign affairs, which after all are the most important subjects from social, political and financial point of view. The scheme has a close resemblance to diarchy, with the division of subjects into reserved and transferred, such as was the basis of the Montagu-Chelmsford reforms, which was embodied in the Provincial Constitution under the Government of India Act of 1919. The scheme of responsibility in the Federal Constitution under the Act of 1935 is an exact replica of the scheme of responsibility in the Provincial Constitution under the Act of 1919. The end.